They were complaining of not feeling well. They were transported with non-life-threatening injuries. JSO Homicide has responded, and we are currently investigating this incident as an accidental death. What appears to have happened is that our victim appears to have left her vehicle running in her garage and closed the door. And what ended up happening is it filled the garage.
Again, what we're hearing is that one woman accidentally left her car on, causing carbon monoxide poisoning.
We have not had a determinate cause of death for some time, but that's what it looks like right now. We are investigating this as an accidental death. We do not suspect foul play. However, if anybody has any information concerning this, we are asking that they contact us through our non-emergency number.
Sergeant, was she in the car? The victim, was she in the car?
No, she was in her residence.
I know you said that this started off as a call to check on her well-being. I'm hearing from the neighbors that they hadn't heard from her in 3 days. Is that what you guys are hearing?
I just know we went to check on her.
Can you tell us a little bit more about anybody else who was possibly smelling the fumes?
When we arrived, neighbors met us and said that their children were not feeling well.
We had a lot of neighbors telling us that they were worried about their kids. Is it clear for everybody to be walking through the neighborhood right now and to feel safe?
Let me clarify something. This is not a gas leak. These were exhaust fumes from a vehicle in one residence, and then the residences immediately surrounding it. The residences immediately surrounding it had higher than normal levels of carbon monoxide, but they were not lethal by any stretch.
Was this garage in front of, underneath? Was she upstairs or next to it?
It's hard to describe. That the garages and the residences are above, beside, below. Her garage, she's here, and then her residence is kind of behind and beside.
Behind and beside, okay. So like a one floor, okay.
Now there is a second-story condo, and I believe there were some complaints of odor up there also.
Was anyone transported?
There were a couple of people transported as a precautionary measure for non-life-threatening.
Sergeant, I'm sorry if you already said this, but can you tell us more or less her age?
80 years old, white female.
80, did you say?
80.
And you said a couple of children weren't feeling well?
That was the complaint, yes.
Okay. And were they the ones who were transported?
I do not know that.
Okay.
But just a total of 2?
My understanding is that only 2 people were transported, and they were for non-life-threatening injuries, and it was as a precautionary measure.
And how long do you expect to be out here on the scene? I had a few questions about that when neighbors could walk through.
Much longer.
But to be clear, neighbors shouldn't be alarmed in terms of whether this carbon monoxide possibly made it.
I know there were some initial reports that there was a gas leak in the area. That is not the case. This is an incident where carbon monoxide from a vehicle is what apparently caused this issue.
And I'm sorry if you addressed this as well, so no suspicion around this investigation?
This appears to be an accidental death.
And so what's your advice to other residents maybe that have elderly people living next to them?
I don't really have any advice. I would say just look out for those around you.
Do you know who asked for the welfare check?
I do not.
And can we get the correct spelling of your first and last name?
David, D-A-V-I-D, Smith, S-M-I-T-H.
Thank you, Sergeant.
Thank you so much, Sergeant. Again, you just heard an 80-year-old woman inside the cottages at Greenland, this little tiny subdivision here, very quiet, accidentally left her car on, causing carbon monoxide poisoning. Neighbors were smelling this. Kids were getting sick. A few people were transported to the hospital as a precaution, but they are going to be okay. And again, one woman is dead because of that. Of course, we'll be speaking with her neighbors to bring you updates as they become available to us. Reporting live in Mandarin, Bethany Anderson, First Coast News, on your side.